sure. When I play normally and do streams, I'm actually on my MSI laptop. The big honking beast that it is. And the game runs great. So that's what I'm normally on. But I do not actually know. I'm not sure that we actually have a brand. I can ask. Excuse me. When Nathan comes in, I can actually go ahead and ask our... Okay. I can ask our head of IT, our director of IT, if there is a brand or whatever, but to the best of my knowledge, I know that there... no, I don't know that there is. All I know is the fan glows blue. That's all I know. Here, before I got here, obviously. Okay. I am almost healed. Almost all that good stuff. Hello, Ramus. I love how we're walking through the floor because we haven't finished building yet. Alright, how are we doing? We've got less than 100 pieces of forest, and we are just clearing this forest out. I think I'm actually going to go down the hill. I know what I was going to look for. What happened to my bow? Oh, there's my bow. And I'm being eaten by a wolf. Bad wolf. Bad wolf. Bad puppy. Bad puppy. Ooh, you just knocked me into my unfinished building. Bad puppy. I need your fur, though. Excellent. I am so stealing the fur. Anybody needs to come claim their arrow? There is one standing at my feet. Eventually, by the end of this 24 hours period, I will have actually made my own wolf fur. Fort Craft, it is actually likely custom. But like I said, I will actually go ask. I'll also get up and take a look before I go ask. But Keith is probably pretty good. Alright. Oh, come back here. Stop running away. You know what would actually probably be easier? If we just cleared a great big huge path all the way from like where the town hall is, all the way down to the water. So that way you can just run along the beach around the western side. Oh, hello, Mr. Wolf. Yay! I want your fur. Oh, no, I don't. Oh, crow. Really, game? Whee! Stop it. I went. Oh, I may have just hit someone. I apologize, whoever is got the... Sorry, Ramus. I didn't mean to smack you with my bow, because that's... Or with my... the thing that I'm holding. My weapon. Even though we're in friendly, I realize I'm not actually hurting him. But, you know. What I was thinking anyways is we clear this whole path down to the beach. And then you can just walk around the bottom of the island until you see this great big huge track. And it'll just be easier to find us. Plus it gives us direction and whatnot. So I think that might be what I start doing when I'm falling uphill. That doesn't make any sense. You shouldn't fall uphill, you should be falling down. Alright, there we go. There. Okay. Club sticky things. Yes, the clubby stick thing. I'm terrible at paying attention to. Take some logs. Ooh, there's a deer all the way. I'm not gonna go chase the deer. I'm gonna go back down the hill. Make it so that. Oh, I gotta clear a bush. Yay. Honestly, Fort, I have no idea. I would say, I would have said it was because you were close to us, but that's probably not it. That's actually something I've seen before and have meant to ask, and I'm probably gonna have to ask Jackie or John about it because, or John actually I believe did all the networking stuff, so I should probably ask him. Oh, come back, logs. Come on, come here. Why are you rolling sideways? Oh well. Let's stand underneath the tree, and there we go. Words are hard. Words are very hard. And I don't often do well at that. I also occasionally will say 2 words and my brain, between me thinking them and me saying them, will reverse the first 2 letters of 2 like sequential words. And then I'll hear myself say it and I'm like, what am I saying? That didn't make any logical sense. So, all right, we only need 9 more pieces of wood for the town hall. So once we get going with that, I'm going to build something else. So, nautical, yes, that might have something to do with it. Absolutely. If you are doing something else on the internet and you're trying to stream video, I would bet that there is definitely. Oh, hello, Mr. Skelly. Come, let me take a chunk out of your head. Come here. Shoot. Let's load this properly and then load that. And now I have my... There we go. Clunk. 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 Mr. Clunk. Clunk. Alright. Well, you have nothing useful. That's distasteful. Much prefer when they give me good stuff. It's the water. It's either the water or it's the stuff that I keep putting in the water, which is these Neo energy stuff, because I don't do like Rockstar or anything like that. The taste of chemicals. The only energy drink I've ever really eaten, or eaten, yeah, probably was like eating, was the game fuel that they did when they released Halo 3. I loved the taste of it. They tried to bring it back when they did one of the expansions for World of Warcraft. They had a blue one and an orange one. The blue one was for the Alliance. The orange one, oh, hey, look, we're done. Awesome. And not a moment too soon. Because Wolf, I want your fur. I want your fur. Please die. Thank you. Thank you, puppy. I appreciate you giving me your stuffs. Alright, there we go. A little toasty fire while I sit here and heal momentarily. And I really actually need to go back out and start looking for things like more cloth shreds, because I'm slowly running out of them. But it's okay. Cloth shreds. I'm gonna make basic bandages. You know, I've played this entire game so far and I have yet to come across a Frostfern. I just realized that. It's not there. Anyways. Yes. Yeah, we're going down the beach, or down the hill, like directly down from where we're building, down towards the beach. So if you were to go down to where the spawns, like the spawning areas are when you first enter the game, instead of going to Argo, once we get this done, you'll just be able to walk around the beach, and then there'll be this great big huge path up, a very, very empty and blank path. For those of you who perhaps remember when we did our very first community stream, almost a month ago now, I think, maybe actually more than a month ago, where we were actually building, or Dev had very awesomely built a arena in one of her maps, and she and Sean did some work and basically made it nice and very apparent where you were supposed to go up, with lots of banners and stuff like that. So that's kind of what we're, same basic principle. I mean, we don't have to go crazy with the banners, but definitely clearing the way, because it'll keep you out of the path of Kerr's rage. He doesn't fly over this far as I've seen. At least I have managed to stay alive reasonably well in my own game by building out here, so hopefully that stays the same. Whew. Huh. Good to know. That is something that I was not aware. Oh, and I'm full. Okay. Someone who, there's a log that just is rolling down, so if someone wants to... Skullzar? Mostly because it's not actually a gorgeous day playing video games. So, or it's not a gorgeous day outside. It actually is, it's just kind of blah outside, and you know what? I'm having fun and we're giving away copies of the game, so that's why we're doing it. But you don't have to stick around. That's totally up to you. If you want to come in and join us, you know, it's all up to you. Tasty water. Tasty water is tasty. Alright. We got about 30 more minutes before Nate comes on. When Nate comes on, I'm going to close the server again. And then, so he can actually run Maya, and he's going to show you a little bit of animation. But before we get to that, we will start the giveaway for Hour 6. So, if you've been hanging around, and you now know the drill, it is Hour, H-O-U-R, 6. The number, not the, not how you spell it. Yes, that makes sense. So, let's go ahead and get ready for that. And the cool thing about that is that means we actually get to pick 6 winners, because that's how we're doing it. And then next hour, while Nate is actually here, we're actually going to reboot, and we'll give away a copy, only 1 copy, but we'll also give away a copy, a couple copies of Toy Soldiers Complete. So, we got all that. That's going. While you guys talk about that, or while you guys enter that into chat, I am going to choose what else to build that I want to build. And you guys can drop your own buildings and just, you know, generally fill out this area however you see fit. That is, oh yeah, Ramus, you actually need to enter it in Twitch chat, not in here. They won't help you pick, or it won't pick you if you enter it in here. I think I want to build, we already have blacksmith. A little wooden shack. Yep. And I'm going to build it so that it is, oh, I need to be a little further away. Is that facing the right direction? I should probably learn to check, oh, hey. How much of that is up in the air? I think we might be okay. I think we might... That is not what I meant to do. That is what I meant to do. I think I've placed it so that if I drop stuff, not much will actually fall out, which is really the most important thing, because that's just annoying, right? Am I right? So yeah, we know about it, and we definitely will be improving that. So yeah, it is Hour 6. It is kind of crazy, right? I had to stop and think. I'm like, oh, did I already do Hour 5? And I'm like, yes, but Hour 5 was 30 minutes ago. Well, more than 30 minutes ago, so we are on the right things. Woohoo! 18 more hours. Yay! Haven't gone nuts yet. Well, okay. Going nuts is kind of a not really the right phrase, because that would indicate that I wasn't nuts to begin with. And I didn't mean that at all. You know? So. Alright. Oh, because I was wondering why when I let go of my mouse it all of a sudden looks up, and it's because it's the wire is tangled. I'll fix that in a second. Oh, no. Well, there was a deer wandering through. I can hear someone fighting a wolf. I don't know where the wolf is, but I can hear it. And I tried to place it in a place where when it's down, or when it's finished, I can get on top of it and see out, because I like the view in this area. That's why I like building out here. It's got a pretty view. So, anyway, we're almost done. Alright. Okay, so... Oh, hello! Yay! Yay! Jamie's back! Hello! Hello. Welcome back to the game. And also, welcome Captain Smitty and anyone else who has joined recently. Welcome to the game. We are working on making it easier so that if you guys just follow the, if you have no idea where we are, which we kind of went out of Argo and headed towards Befallen, but of course it's a very large area and I don't really want you guys to get lost. We are currently working so that, alright, mouse. We need to have a conversation. There we go. Hey, look, the mouse doesn't move when I take my hand off of it anymore. That's much better. We are making it so that we are cutting a great big huge swath down towards the beach. So if you guys just run along the beach around the west side of the island, and eventually you're going to come up against this great big huge open area, and just you can just follow it straight up. But we're maybe halfway done? Maybe? Possibly? I keep running back to because I want to finish building my house, which I think may actually have been finished. Yup. Alright, so I'm just going to go into the town hall and dump a bunch of stuff. And I will also, while I'm in here, oh dear. Okay, so apparently we are out in out in the town hall. I'm just gonna dump everything that I don't need. That's a dead one. I have some random stuff that I've apparently been carrying all game. Random stuff. Thank you very much to whomever just, oh no, I should probably keep the prosperries. Whoever just lit the fire, that is most appreciated. Excuse me. Dead torch. Dead torch. Dead torch. Animal bone. Lots of this stuff, of course, will be in the next update, which is update 12, which was slated for today, but unfortunately we had to push it because we just were not confident in how some of the bugs were being, in some of the bugs that we were finding. We want to make sure that it's a really good experience for you guys playing. So we have pushed it back to next week, which will allow us to be in beta a little bit longer when we get our build out. And it will be a much stronger and more stable build and more stable experience for you guys. Update 12, of course, also includes the item decay, which a bunch of the stuff that I just dropped after about 40 minutes will actually disappear and not be cluttering up your world anymore. Yes, absolutely, Dev. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do the Hour 6 giveaway. First, I'm going to go ahead and type my password incorrectly. And now I'm going to do a... Alright, so 6 people are going to be winning today, or momentarily. I'm going to do it over here. Oh, let's not do that. We're going to do that right. There we go. Sorry, I keep grabbing the wrong mouse, and I apologize, which doesn't... There we go. Alright, so we were picking 6 winners for Hour 6 because that's how we roll. And we are going to be giving away a bunch of things today. There we go. For that. Alright, number 2. I am not accepting gifts for my personal character. Like, I won't take something. The only time I took something was a torch so that we could actually get here. But the torch is now dead. I'm not using it for my character. It was just to get everybody from one place to another. But I can see your point. It was not something that I thought of. But to be fair, anything that I drop, and the fires are communal. So, technically, I didn't accept a gift. Technically. It's splitting hairs, I realize. Hello. Mouse. Thank you. No, there was not any flint. As you can see, I took, well, because Chris forced me to, I do have 2 bags, but my bear meat is still untouched from this morning. Those are apparently only to be used, well, I'm saying they're only to be used in emergency, but I'm not using them, so they're just taking up room in the bags. Let us... All right, back to picking winners, now that I got distracted, which is fine. It's all good. Winner number 3. Winner... Wrong mouse. Winner number 4. No. Oh, I can't spell. Winner number 4. Winner number 5. And winner lucky number 6 is going to be... All right, so congratulations, Palamus, Jameson, Wishfire, or Wishfire X, Raven Altard, I'm so sorry, Daywoods, and I'm Nautica Narwhal. Congratulations, you guys have won a copy of Savage Lands, and I will let you know you have a little bit of a wait for me to get that to you. I will be doing it next hour when I actually type all the messages out and send them, because I will be doing it while Nate is doing his animation stuff, and then of course we'll also have winners during hour 7 for both a copy of Savage Lands and then another giveaway for probably 2 more copies of Toy Soldiers Complete, which is one of our other titles, also available on Steam. And it's also included in the summer sale, like we are. Savage Lands is right now. So yeah. So yes, if you did win either last hour or this hour, you could be super awesome and message me via the link that Dev just posted in the chat, which is over there on my other screen, which I realize you guys can't see, so sorry about that. But if you could click the link that Dev and Moobot have posted in the chat, that would be really awesome. It'll make it much easier for me to get your code to you. So, all right. And on that note, I will take a drink, and then I will go back to hopefully hunting stuff. Oh, all right, there we go. I'm actually gonna drop a whole bunch of whatever wood I have in the town hall, so if somebody else wants to build something with it, it's in the town hall, and feel free and just come grab it. Oak Shield, we are... Oh, I'm about to run out of... Do I have another? Sorry, I will answer your... Actually, I may need to go grab some of that metal back. No, you know what? I have a hammer, so I'm gonna go find a stone. And, because I'm sure this stone has been mined out. No, it hasn't. So, Oak Shield, if you run down the beach around the west side, we are working our way down towards the water, just clearing out, actually, Raven, all you need to do is just include your name and just say that, you know, hey, you won in our whatever. Basically, it's a way for me to quickly send you a new code. Oak Shield, what we're doing is we are basically just going straight down in basically a line towards the water. So you can kind of find us easier if you just walk around the beach, basically, because it'll be easier. Oh, that was not a good shot on my part. Might get that. Yes! See, I do know how to use my bow and arrow. I just... yeah, not useful. Alright. I can shoot things. I swear, I can shoot things. Alright. Now I am probably going... Ooh, and the howls start howling. I love... Oh. Was I smart and did I pick up a second axe? I don't think I was. Alright, I'm gonna have to momentarily stop my, I can hear a wolf. I don't know where the wolf is. Oh. Graphical glitch. There we go. We are aware that, sometimes when you are holding a melee weapon and then you switch to the bow, it doesn't always, or you switch from a melee weapon to your bow, doesn't always correctly load. There's a deer running away. I think I've scared it off though. Unuseful. So we are aware of that particular issue, and we are working, that will be fixed in the future, in one of the future updates. So stay there. No worries, Randomize. We'll see you when you get here. Ooh, hey. Does that corpse have anything useful? Oh, it's got some very nice flesh. I don't mind that. I'll take the flesh. I am just throwing random stuff into the town hall. Just kind of using it as a way to contain it. So if you're looking for something, try going in there. Just random stuff as I collect it. Actually. And I will auto stack things as I see them, because that makes me OCD. Like, it's not stacked. Why isn't it stacked? I must create a stack. Really rather silly. It's a quirk. What can I say? Oh no, wait, I want the human bones. I want to carry the human bones. I want that because, well, there's bone dust. You need bone dust when you're making flash wrap bags. These guys, which are my favorite thing ever, and they are what I have on my normal character, because they are super useful. Oh, I'm carrying a bunch of animal bones. I don't need to be carrying a bunch of animal bones. I can get rid of those. I'm going to get rid of those because I don't want them. You are taking up valuable space. Sirs, go away. All right. Oh, Nautical, are you still having trouble? I'm sorry. Hey, if I'm going to be going out, I need to, you know, fix my hammer, or my axe, because I know it's currently broken. What do I need? I need a log, sinew. Oh, I need the thing that, you need the thing, Chloe, that you dropped in the... We are not at Argo. We are out at a new location that we are working our way down towards the beach at, so you can just, if you start wandering along the beach, by the time you get around, we'll probably have it fixed, maybe, potentially. So you can actually come join us, which would be nice. But we are, if you go out of Argo, so if you're facing up towards where the dragon tower is and you're sort of sitting at the circle of fire, if you go out towards Befallen, which is around that side, the western side of the map, which of course you're seeing me do this in reverse, so Befallen on your, looking at me, would be Dragon Tower here, and go that way towards the tower. Or away from the tower. Go towards the Befallen Tower. And like I said, we are working right now where we're going straight down out of the area that we're building in. And because, you know, if we go through and clear a path back to Argo, it'll be quite a bit of a distance. So there's at least myself and one other are just trying to clear straight down to the beach. And then when we're at the beach, we can go build stuff that points up towards us. I can see the beach now, so that's good, for about half the distance, so we're almost there. We are almost there. All right. Probably another 50 or so meters before we get down to the beach, maybe. I'm really bad at judging distances, admittedly. I'm really bad. But I prefer, like I said, I prefer building up here because you are out of the path of Kerr, primarily. That's number one. And because of that, you don't have to worry about the dragon coming and attacking you and aggroing for 45 minutes while everybody's like, I can't get out of the town. Which is just, it's funny, but not much fun. And of course, with people hopping in and out of the stream, we had enough people that were continuously re-aggroing yeah, it was fun. For those of us who weren't in Argo anymore and Marine, it was awesome enough to get out of it, but yeah, it's Southwest. You'll start to see it's hard to describe because of course there's no direction there because Chris hasn't built anything there yet, and I'm hoping that he doesn't because I will be super bummed in my own world if he does. I love how they just pop out of the land sometimes. Da-da-da, we'll get rid of this. It's up on one of the ridges that you sort of follow, and like I said, it's one of the few relatively flat areas that I've found. I am fairly confident that anytime Chris finds a flat area in this game, he builds something. So I'm almost positive at some point he's going to go to where I am because he was looking at it earlier and be like, oh, I'm gonna build here, which means all my stuff is gonna get ruined, just like that. Oh, you like our shirts? Yeah, we do have an awful lot of those, so maybe I'll do a giveaway for a t-shirt later on because they're actually quite comfortable. So, Random stuffs, always with the random stuffs. Just combine all of these sticks into one thing. Oh, stop panting. Although I should probably check how I am doing on actual stamina. Ooh, I might almost be able to replace some of my armor because that would be awesome. Kind of a bigger fan of, you know, being able to run in better format. Armor. Oops, no. J to K, because they're right beside each other. Okay. There we go. What do I need to make for the Savage Wolfskin boots? That is the first thing that I want to... Oh, I need medium... Oh, hey. I need ore and coal, and neither of which I have anymore. I need medium. Okay. I think somebody came and claimed my ore, which I will have to go and get back. Well, not get back, but I'll have to go find someplace. Or hey, don't turn off your HUD, because that's silly. Why'd you need your HUD? Why, Chloe? Why? That's just crazy talk. Nobody needs a HUD. Excuse me. We'll also quickly heal. That's the other thing I'm gonna have to go do. I'm gonna have to go find more sundered cotton. Make myself less hurty. Yes, Terrafina, there is a way to get a fire in a building. You have to put down the building. Don't finish it. You have to place the building and then place the fire pit blueprints and then quickly build both. I have occasionally run into the problem of not being able to build the fire pit fast enough and died from cold, which is really just very sad. But it happens, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you're just silly. Sometimes you're not really thinking about what it is that you're doing in game, and you're just like, oh, la la la, I know what I'm doing, and then you get to the point and you're like, wow, that was a really noob move. I can't believe I just did that. So, all right. Deer problem. There was a deer problem? Deer are taking over Tillian. Ah. How many deer did you just kill, randomized? That would be good. Absolutely, Penguin. I have, there are no silly questions. It's actually something that we, I watch a lot of first-time streamers or first-time players who they're either streaming or they've put up YouTube videos, and a lot of times people seem to think the blue bar up at the top is actually like brain or sanity, which is not something that we have to worry about. However, it is cold, and as we are in a perpetual frozen wasteland, and why did I walk up against a deer when I have a bow? And oh, now he's too far out. Come back, dear. I'm going to try and shoot you through a tree. So we all know. Ah, the butt wiggle. I love the butt wiggle. Butt wiggle's hilarious. So blue is cold. It is. You are in a frozen wasteland, and you will have to pay attention to that. Red is your health, and we are actually really close to the bottom. Awesome. Yellow is stamina. And what that just means that you can't, you can actually maintain stamina. Like you'll see me go a fairly long time before I have to worry about stamina, for example. And that's because I don't sprint everywhere. If you don't sprint everywhere, you actually don't have to worry about your stamina as much. And you actually can improve your speed without having to run by making certain types of gear. The Savage Wolfskin boots, for example, actually improve your rate of speed, and he hasn't done it yet, but once the Spirit Wolves are in, one of the drops that will be coming with the Spirit Wolves will be a material that allows you to speed up when you add that into your boot, like the Spirit Boot armor, the Spirit Boot, like, boots. Spirit Wolf boots, sorry, will actually increase your speed by quite a bit. So, I just realized that I went running down after that deer, and I've gotten slightly off the path that I'm doing here. Okay, it's gonna be so much easier to, like... Oh, hey, so about... Oh, you could almost see the town hall. It's way up at the top. So we're getting much closer to clearing this out, and you won't have so many trees. As you can see, we have quite the nice little pathway going on here, and so not too far, about halfway up the hill, you can all of a sudden see it. So yeah, Narwhal, it's a matter of I can't play and do all the messaging, because the messaging takes a little bit, especially when I have 6 winners that I have to message, because of course I have to get your codes and send the messages out. So I do it at my breaks, and of course once everybody else has left for the day, and where is the skeleton that is hitting me? Once everybody has left for the day, I will have to park myself in a safe location, most likely within my town hall up there, and I will take a few moments every hour to actually do it. But it's more fun during the day to not have to worry about it. So keeps the bid flow going, because otherwise it's just kind of boring to watch someone, not be focused on the game. We want to give you guys entertainment, not be boring. Alright, there we go. Going straight down. Ooh. Oh, it totally helps if you don't hold the caps lock key when you're trying to strafe around someone. Yeah. You move a lot more if you're, not, and I'm getting cold. Yes. Ooh, I think I almost have enough to make one of my, bandages. I keep finding everything but the town hall. Oakenshield, I swear, we do live, we are here. There's has Kerr been toned down? Suppa, at this point, Kerr has not been de-aggroed. Oh, and the chirpers are out. Gotta make my way back to the town hall, and oh, I see someone. Who is that? Hello, Jan! So I'm gonna go warm my butt up because it's cold out. And see, you can see that I just ran back up, and so I've docked. Oh, the town hall is open for business. Excellent. I'm just gonna stand here for a moment, warm myself up, craft a few things. Oh, silly me, it does not make a difference if you are on the hill. If you're talking about the knockback, it really doesn't. So, nope. It doesn't make a difference to the best of my knowledge, unless you're talking about, like, whether you're going to be able to hit them or not. I mean, you just have to aim down more. But, I mean, you can actually stand on buildings and target. I've occasionally stood up there and just picked off wolves that are clustering around me behind or below me because it's kind of cool. A polar bear mount would be interesting. It calls to mind, to me, if anybody ever read the books, The Golden Compass, the main character at one point gets to ride a polar bear, which I think is kind of neat. And she rides it because she's special. And somebody, or the king of the polar bears gives her a ride at one point, which I think is kind of neat. Okay. Oh, they don't need a stall. Do I have enough yet to build my bag? Hitting all the wrong keys, I swear. What do I still need for my flesh-wrapped bag? I need a decayed pelt. Ah, I'm not finding enough wolves. So I'm off cutting down trees and things instead. Although, oh wait, I am almost warm enough. All right, so as soon as Nate shows up, I'm going to hand it off to him and, you know, run to the bathroom. It is interesting, just to wrap up the conversation about the golden compass. Or actually, let me pause that. When Nate comes on, we are going to close down the server so it's not eating resources, or Maya isn't eating resources and turning the game into a terrible experience for everybody. So we will bring the server back up as soon as Nate is done, which also allows me to get up and stretch and go to the bathroom and do all that kind of stuff. So when he shows up, he's probably off being busy and doesn't even realize that it's 4 o'clock. Excuse me. Once he's done, we will bring the server back up and start it all over again. I will be taking or will be getting decayed flesh, but I am good, Jam, thank you. I'm being weird in this stream, and it's not that I don't appreciate you guys having stuff, but I am not picking up things that I have not killed. It is just what I am doing. I appreciate you guys being here. And that's really all that matters. However, yeah, I am going to poke Nate over and be like, "Hey, do you wanna come and do your stuff?" He may actually be, well, no camo or Dark Soul. Sorry, not Camo Dog. Camo Dog did not make it. No Dark. That is not what I will be doing. I'll just, you know, later tonight when everybody's gone, because I of course am going to be here overnight. I will just be putting up a quick, "Hey, I'll be back." Hold that. Why are things going off? Things are going off. Sorry, my brain just went in 5 different directions. Okay, so I just sent Nate a message to find out when Mr. Animating will be showing up. For those of you who are wondering, what I am drinking is flavored water. I don't do energy drinks. They make my stomach hurt and tend to give me a headache. And when I'm already streaming for 24 hours in a day, that just seems like a terrible idea. What it is currently flavored with is the Mio Energy, and it's Tropical Fusion. It was a new flavor. I'd never heard of it. And even though this is like orange, it actually looks more pink in the bottle. It's really good. My first flavor today that was in this guy was the Acai Berry Storm. It wasn't bad. I really like it, but I'm thinking the Tropical Fusion is my favorite so far. But of course, I'm only this far down in the bottle that I'm actually working on. So I have 4 of these bottles. I am through one of them and a little bit into my second one. So anywho, I am going to really quickly go through, stop doing that. Go through and accept any friend requests so that when we bring the stream back up, you can see if the stream is full. If you're my friend, which is this character, this is not my normal account, you can see when the server is full, and then you can also always just join in it once it becomes free. if you are interested in actually adding me, my normal account is Kitty Chicks. Excuse me, that's the game name I play under. We are using a test account because it was already on the box, and that's why we didn't want to go through the hassle of setting everything up so that it would work well for someone that we always stream from. When Chris runs the streams from here, which is normally what happens, he has his own setup and he uses his own account. So it's just because we're doing the different types of streams. Well, last week with annotating when he was guest hosting, because Chris was out sick. He was supposed to be on vacation and he was out sick instead. Osiris, I think I would puke. Just not gonna happen. So yeah. Yep. And I just realized I have not pushed myself into a particularly good location in Savage Land. Oh no, I guess I'm right by the fire. That's not too bad. Although the fire is out at the moment. Oh, but that's because it needs wood. I can do that myself because there's a ton of wood laying around. Let me feed the fire. Alright, fire is fed, which means that when we log out and log back in, the fire will still be all fed because it's awesome that way. But, I may actually have to walk my butt over to Nate's desk because he may not actually be looking at his screen, or he may not even be at his desk, which would be a really good reason as to why he's not coming in. Hey, I didn't even realize I lost my boots at some point. Why did I lose my boots? How did I lose my... No, I did make boots earlier. What did I say? Oh, why are my boots in... I don't remember taking my boots off. Sure. That would have been silly. I don't know how long I've been wandering without those. Anyways. Where was I? I was checking to see what I need to make my first piece of... Oh, I think I still need... What I need is I need to go find more wolves. Wolves! Come to me, wolves, and medium quality work. That's the other thing I need. Okay. Well, we're gonna give Nate about another 5 minutes to show up, and if he doesn't show up, I'm actually gonna go get his butt. Those boots were made for walking Lucid Macabre. Absolutely. And if they, you should really post the other stream. People still think. Whoa, I'm not sure what you mean exactly. Ooh, somebody left frost berries laying around. I will take those. Let me know if anybody gets poisoned. I have frost berries that will help you. What do you mean exactly, Osiris? Oh, the one from last week? Yes, I absolutely should. I got, unfortunately, coming down, I got a little distracted when I was coming down. And I forgot to post. And we had stuff come out over the weekend, so yeah. I will make sure that when I do, because I won't be annotating this stream, but when I go to post this stream, I'll make sure that the other one gets up properly. It's there, it's just not annotated entirely, because we had other stuff going on. We are almost down to the beach all the way over here so that you can actually wander around from Argo and eventually find us relatively easily because we're just going to have a big huge path. Where are the bears, Oakshield? They are over... Actually, if you keep going from where we are and move over towards the... really post the other names. Now I'm even more confused, Osiris. But yeah, if you keep going in basically a line from Argo's tower directly to the Fallen's tower, Oakenshield, you actually will run directly through Bear Country. And they spawn in like, I've done the run 4 or 5 times now, and they just spawn in like packs practically. So it's a pain in the butt. It's great if you want to go find bears. They're until Chris has the bear mantle in, where you actually get to use their crown. I tend to stay away from them because they scare me. there he is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you are on the server, I'm gonna be taking it down momentarily. So grab your stuff and hold on. You might as well come sit. Nate is gonna be joining me. Well, Nate is actually gonna be taking over for a bit. I'm going to kill the skeleton that is kicking my butt, and then I'm going to log out because I don't want to die when I load back in. You, sir, Mr. Skeleton, need to die. And then Nate gets to take over for a bit, and I get to go stretch and give away the codes that I have given away. All right, there we go. Oh, and I'm freezing my butt off. That is not good. Okay, I'm gonna run really quickly back up, and then log out. So I log back in when I'm nice and warm. So, there we go, and up, 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 up. Run faster. Running. That skeleton shall be a highlight. Are you naming him for me, Osiris? I actually feel kind of odd about the fact that we just kill nameless skeletons all the time, and it's like, these people were once actual people in the Sundered Isle. I feel bad about that. That can't be very nice. Oh, I am so cold and getting so hurt. Alright, I am going to go park myself in the nice warmth of the town hall and warm my butt up. There we go. Alright. Alright. That'll be a good place to log back in, and I'm now going to hand the headset over to Nate.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Hold on, everyone.
Momentary switch. Load up and then.
How are they going to see the screen?
So load it up first and then click that one, and that's
Ah.
it'll appear there.
Okay. Sounds good.
So I'm just gonna file break and then we'll be back to
Okay.
answer questions.
Yeah. It's all good. Hello.
You should introduce yourself because we have
Yes.
a bunch of people who are
New?
new.
All right. My name is Nathan Combs. I am the animator for Signal Studios on Savage Lands. And I am going to be going through, I guess we're going to be taking a look at some of the characters. Let's see, we got people. I heard noises. But I'm actually going to...
You're going to hear a bunch of noises, I'm sorry. I have stuff set up everywhere.
Oh, gotcha. I got all these notifications coming up.
Yeah, don't worry about the notifications.
Okay, everyone. I'm going to be going through. I'm actually going to start opening up some of the characters in Savage Lands, and I'm going to show you what's in them. Hey, guys. Let's see. Oh, I know some of these names on here. Sorry, it's going to take a second for all this to load up. This computer, I think, is a little slow. But I'm going to go through. I was thinking about picking up or opening up the deer and maybe the player, and showing you guys what they're actually made of, like what's the inner workings of these guys, and show some of the animations and some of the actual software that we use. Let's see. And this is not wanting to work the way she wanted it to work. Holy wow. Stop it. Stop it. Just open. Okay. Ah, there it is. There we go. Boom. Got it on there. All right, now I just want to move everything so I can see if people have questions. Move that to the side. There we go. And there we go. Okay. So, everyone want to see my shirt? Voltron, baby. Voltron. It's all in Voltron. One of these days, I'm going to make a game that has Voltron in it. Toy Soldiers, I totally wanted Voltron, but they wouldn't go for it. Could you imagine having the 5 lions out there forming Voltron, coming down with his blazing sword? Yeah. So, let me go ahead and open up. Sorry, I thought they had all this stuff set up for me, and they just kind of let me hang in here. So, let me go ahead and get these players set up. Characters, fauna. Here's the deer. Okay. All right, so the deer that you guys see in the game, here is him in all his glory. This is what we animate with. This is called our rig. The rig is just a series of, it basically has the mesh, it has the joints, and then it has the controllers that we use to actually control and then animate the character himself. So this is the full rig. We start off with just the mesh. So when we start off, you would actually just see this. Just the deer. Can't get all the controllers off here. Oh boy. This is just awesome. And it just does not want to go away. There we go. Now we're getting them to go away. So this is something a Corbett would do. Corbett's our modeler. He would go through and he would model a nice deer for us. I'm sucky at modeling and I would not know anything about modeling. But Corbett goes through, he'll model the whole thing, put all the textures on it. He actually paints some of this by hand in some of the in a program called ZBrush, and then we'll touch it up in Photoshop. You can see all the polygons here. It's nice in the texturing. I don't know how well you guys can see this, but he's able to go in and on a completely flat surface, he can make it look like it's not flat with some of the textures. You can see that this square here is actually nice and straight, but then here it looks like there's actually an indent. That's just by the textures. That keeps our poly count and our poly counts low and makes it so it's not so hard on the game. Now, the mesh has a whole bunch of verts on it. These verts here actually get weighted to joints. This is actually the mesh. In order for the deer or any character to move, all these verts have to move with all those controllers and all those joints. So Corbett will take this mesh, I'll hand it over to me, and I've got to take it and I've got to connect every single one of those verts that you saw, connect every single one of them to a joint. So I have to go almost one by one and sit there and make sure they're weighted to a joint as even as I can, and so it looks realistic. And when I mean by weighted, meaning like one joint or one vert can be weighted to different joints. And let me show you the joints on here. So these are the deer's joints. So if I were to move one of his legs, which I don't know if it's going to let me move it here. Yes. If I were to move a joint, you can see that a whole bunch of the verts are actually moving with it. And there could be, so this leg joint right here that I'm going to zoom in on can be weighted, some of the verts, and then some of those same verts can be weighted to this joint. That's this hips joint. And so all together, when it's evenly dispersed out, then you get those realistic movements. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this character back up and so we can see everything. So now you got all the controllers and you actually see the controllers is basically a next stage. It's like layer upon layer upon layer. And the next stage is then putting all these controllers in to putting all the controllers in to control the joints. So now I can take his leg, and this controller actually kind of in a way is weighted with all these joints in a certain way that we can then get them to move. I know, not the most exciting stuff. These are the things that I actually love. I love going in and actually creating the rigs. I kind of enjoy it a little bit more than I do in animating, actually. I loved getting into the inner workings of all the different characters, and you always run into problems and then trying to figure those things out. So getting in and rigging these guys actually are a lot of fun to me. But, so animating. So at this point, after I rig it up, he's got all his controllers. You can see that I can wiggle his butt here. I can move his head, wiggle his head around. Here's his overall controller. Doop, doop, doop.
Can we make an Easter egg where, like, if there's a dancing...
A dancing deer somewhere.
Oh, I really want to do that.
We got his tail.
Make the tail wiggle.
Whoop. Yeah. And of course we got the ears. All right.
So, Dev just asked you a question in
What was
chat.
that? Yes. Which one was that?
The one with the highlight at the bottom.
Just out of my curiosity, how would you compare Maya to Blender and 3ds Max, and for reasons for using Maya in your case? I use Maya because I've used Maya like, the program I'm using for everyone, the program we're looking at right now is Autodesk Maya. And the studio uses Maya. They've always used Maya. I was very happy when they used Maya because going through school, I used Maya. And so I'm just most comfortable in Maya. Compared to Blender, I tried animating in Blender and it's just not there. Blender is really good for a lot of things, but it's just very difficult. It just doesn't have as many tools, or at least last time I looked at it, it doesn't have the same tools as Maya does. 3ds Max I've actually never used. Well, that's not true. I was in there a little bit, but I've never really used it, and I kind of hope someday it dies a slow death because I don't want to ever use it. I've got so much time invested in Maya and I know how to do everything that I'm kind of hoping it just takes over the world. So, but I know there's a lot of animators out there that like 3ds Max and they would choose 3ds Max over Maya, and then there's a lot of people that choose Maya over 3ds Max. It's just whatever you want. Those two are pretty comparable. Although I heard the rigging system in Maya is better. So, let's see. Any other questions?
Not yet. You can keep going.
Okay, cool.
I'll point at after the chat if you need to.
Gotcha. All right, let's open up an animation here. We'll go through. Let's see. Here's the animations. Here's all the animations, a list of animations you guys see up in the game. Let's go through, let's see the idle. Yeah. I don't know why it's going super fast here. What are we doing here? Playback speed, real time. There we go. Now, every time I do an animation, I go out and I try to look, I look for a reference video. And it's nice deer because there's so much video out there for deer. Unfortunately, there's so much video out there for deer, people actually hunting deer and shooting deer, than there is actually people just watching deer. And so trying to watch a deer, it's nothing like trying to pick up idle animations. Like, let's see, what is this deer going to be doing? And you're sitting there like, oh, there's a great video of this deer. And look, he's sitting there idling. He's doing all these cute things. And all of a sudden, bang, he falls over dead. And you're like, there's like probably for every, I don't know, for every one regular not death deer video out there, there's like 10 death deer videos. Stupid. Anyway, so here's our idle. Let me turn on the controllers here. And you can see if I select one of the controllers, let's go with maybe his head. boom. You can see down at the bottom, down here, all the red lines. Those are actually the keys. That's where we set keys. The keyframes are basically just poses. Like if I put this head like in the pose it's in now, if I go to like say frame 10 here and I want to move, I can move him to another pose, and then I can set another key. And if I go back to 0, you can see he actually moves to the next frame. And that's all animation really is. You start with a pose, and you key it, or you draw it if you're a 2D animator. And then you go a couple more frames, you put another pose in, you key it, you go to another couple frames, you key it again, and you just keep going all the way to the end of your animation, and then you start over and you just keep refining and put those keys closer together and keep refining until you get what you want. We basically play with puppets all day.
Digital puppets.
Digital puppets. But yeah, I mean, really, it's the same thing. This one took me probably, I'd say, about a half a day, probably a couple hours, just to work in. I got a real nice video of deer sniffing the air and then kind of getting spooked a little bit. And so there was a combination of like 3 different videos. But if you watch in the game, you actually, I mean, you've seen these. And what they do is they have just this one animation and they apply it to all the different deer, but they start it at different times. So they look like they're offset, but they're all playing the same animation. So when it looks like you're sneaking up on the deer and it gets startled, it's actually not getting startled. It's just in you.
Sometimes. Sometimes I'm not sure about that.
Nah, it's just in the animation. It's just kind of one of those coincidences. Let's see. Run animation. Here's the deer running around. Again, I got this from video. Watching deers run away from those hunters. I don't know. Just got some good footage of some deer. Let's see. The death, deer dying. This was pretty easy with all the hunters. Saw one deer that just like one shot and he just like fell right over. I was like, oh, that's it. That's my death animation right there. Bam.
It's so I saw Jurassic Park last night.
I was watching Jurassic Park last night too. That's funny.
The way the body, like the head falls down, is actually very similar to how their dinosaurs, for the most part, died.
Yeah.
The head always seems to be the last thing to go.
Well, it's always like follow through, and I'll go through a little bit of that stuff. Actually, I could go through that now. But yeah, it's kind of like a can thing. Like when you think of death as an animator, you're kind of like, okay, the body slumps over and you see everything kind of like overlap. So this is kind of a good example. Like you got a deer here, he starts to die. You want to think about what's going to start going to the ground first. And depending on where he's shot, let's just say he's shot in the heart right here and he just dies. I mean, he's going to start losing, like, he's going to just start to fall over. I mean, his muscles aren't going to hold him up. His brain's not telling his muscles to do anything anymore. So he's just going to start to fall. So all his weight just starts to fall to one side. And since his body mass is way more than his head's obviously going to go last. So you got that nice overlap where his body, I have his back end going first, and then his mid, and then his head kind of just follows and slumps down. Boom. Plump. So, deaths, yeah. Jurassic Park, same thing. I'm just as good. Just kidding. Not really. Let's see. Buck attack. We were gonna have them attack. I don't think we have them attacking anymore, though.
Nope.
Pro.
They run away.
Yeah, they just run away right now. At one point we did talk about it, and I did do an animation for it, but we did talk about the deer actually attacking. Kerr's animation. Yes, I can. I guess the deer's not very exciting, is it? I thought it was going to be a little more exciting than that, but I guess he's not. But yes, I can show you Kerr. His rig is kind of retarded. I did it, and I don't like it, but he's kind of a cool character, though. We'll definitely show that. And another question is, are there any bosses I have tried to fight in the dragon with my friends, but the dragon was being a wuss, it would not attack us?
Named mobs, Kerr is not currently active.
Hey?
They're named Lycor, Draenor, Ragnarok.
What are you talking about?
Give me this. I'll answer this really quick.
I'm not going to move my chair over, but Nautical, what there is currently are basically the equivalent of like mini bosses. We have some named mobs like Lycor, Draenor, Ragnarok, Helion. They are former legionnaires, and Lycor, of course, being sort of the top gun of that group. And Kerr's attack is not in yet, or rather, well, Kerr can attack you. You can't attack Kerr. Kerr will be attackable during his encounter, which we are working on, but are not quite ready to show off yet. So that answers your question, and I will give the headset back to Nate while he finishes opening Kerr's very interesting rig. Is that what you call it?
Yes,
A rig? Okay.
Yes, a rig.
All right, I'm learning. Yay! Yay for learning.
The rig is the puppet that we animate with. And here he is in all his glory. Let me turn off his controllers real quick. Boom. This is one of the idols. I've been working on a different idol. Because right now he's idle and he kind of looks like a big chicken when he's idle. I think he kind of looks stupid. So anyway, I've been trying to get him down kind of like the Game of Thrones dragon and like most any other dragons you see. Unfortunately, the model just is not made to go like that. You could see this part here and here bends way too much, and I just can't get him in the positions I want it to. There's him sniffing his armpit.
I don't think I've ever seen him do that.
Yeah, this is all these.
Can't get up into the tower.
These haven't gone in, and hopefully at some point we may be able to get these in. I'll add obviously a lot more to this. Right now, it was just I was trying to play around with getting his arms down. Let me open up the other one. You can probably see what I'm talking about with his idol. I believe it's idol ground. Looks like a big chicken. Yeah, there it is. I don't know why. But this is like the only position we've been really able to get him in. So hoping at some point we can actually just redo this character altogether. Or add another dragon and make him cooler than Kerr himself. But this is the idol that is currently in the game. And this...
Oh, I see what you guys what you've done. I see how the wings fold in.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So let's see. So some controls here. Let's get him out. Everyone can see. Boom. So that's what he looks like when he comes in at the model, except for his hands here. His wings are controlled through these little controllers here. And I kind of work just like fingers. In fact, if you see here, we actually labeled them as fingers. Boom. And there's his wings out. But we can go in here and I can tweak each one of his fingers there, index. You have kind of like a fanning.
So Loading James has asked, do you create the puppet?
The what? The puppet, the rig. I do create the rig. I do not create the model. The model is the mesh you see, like Kerr himself. Corbett does that. This here himself. But all of the joints that go inside and all the controls and all the math and all that stuff that goes into it, I end up creating that. And then of course, Melissa and I animate. Wings. Boom. And his head. So when you see all those, like, the head moving and overlapping, they're actually controlled by, there's each one of these controls that we go through and we have to control and then keyframe. So we'll do tons of little poses. I mean, this is almost 500 frames. And if you see how many keyframes are down here, I mean, it takes a really long time.
So what are you cycling through right now?
I'm just undoing everything I just did. That way I can see. Let's see. Let's take a look at his flying animation.
Lucid has asked, is animation pretty math intensive?
Animation is not math intensive. Animation actually is more of an art form. Is an art form. Rigging, where you're actually putting together the whole model, that's math. That's where you're going in and trying to figure out. I'll show you, because I'll bring up the player character as well. And like his arm can stretch out really long, and you've got to do all this math to keep everything stretching evenly and everything look evenly. You have to do all this math and connect it to these joints and variables. And so rigging and actually setting up controllers, a lot of math. Animation, no, it's all art. And it's a different type of art too than 2D animation. Like 2D animation, you're drawing, so you have to be really good at drawing, and you have to have like a lot of good vision, like ahead. Like you have to draw something, and then if you don't like it, you erase the whole thing and you draw again. Whereas in 3D, you can kind of like pose it how you want, key it, and then you can kind of pose it again, and you just keep playing with that pose where you don't have to keep redrawing everything. So in my opinion, 3D animation is maybe a little easier, or just, I don't know, it's not as time consuming as drawing it. I can't draw, so I'm more than happy just to do 3D animation. All right, let's see this guy. Oh, he's moving. Let's go mute all. Boom. Sorry, I'm not used to this computer. There's all these like hotkeys I've set up that aren't on here. And so here's what he's supposed to look like when he's flying around. In game, because they have to set him up a little bit differently, so he does look a little more stiff. I still think he looks awesome in game. But he looks a little more stiff in game just because they do connect a whole bunch of different things to him. And John was awesome. He was able to connect the head. He was actually able to take the head and like, I don't know if anyone has fought him yet, but he could be turned like 90 degrees from you, but the head will turn and do all its animations, but actually turn and look at you. And that's all done in code. So like we got this animation, but he was able to put on code and take all of those joints and like make it look at you while still playing the same animation. It's pretty cool.
So silly me asked a question, and I'd ask for clarification. How do you measure the legs, the different lengths in a turn? So how do you figure that out when you're doing it? Is that something done on the rig? Is that something done on your end? So like when you're turning, they don't go in like one leg is not like so far out. Like when a deer turns and all of a sudden goes in a different direction, how do you make sure that their legs don't go crazy far out?
So I was going to get to that as well.
Well, there you go.
I know I'm kind of dragging this out, and it's totally fine. So the way that the deer, like when you put it in game, you got to think of like there's an animation that plays, and think of kind of like the deer or the dragon as just all one unit. So if the deer or the dragon was put into a capsule, and in game you take that capsule and you move it around, that's how it works in game. The animation actually doesn't do too much. The animation makes it look like he's running, but there's a capsule, and right in the middle of the capsule on the ground is where it turns. So if you ever look at the deer, sometimes he may look like if he goes to turn, he may look like he like turns all in one unit. He actually doesn't move his legs to turn. That's because when you put him in game, you literally put him in a capsule and you move that capsule around. So it's actually not the animation that's turning, or that is done in code. John does all the AI, and he's the one who says, puts in there if the deer needs to run away, if it needs to turn, or what direction it's walking in or running in. I just get to animate it. And what he does is the capsule knows how fast it's going. So it starts, if it's just stopped, then it goes, okay, I'm doing an idle. If it starts to go slow, it's like, okay, now I'm doing an idle or a walk. Then if it has to run and it starts moving faster, then it's like, oh, now I'm running. So for me, if I had to do all those turn animations, that would be pretty rough. But no, I don't have to. That's great. It's all done in code. So one more look at Kerr and his, I did this one. I'm actually pretty happy with the way this one came out. Let's look at his land animation. I got his land animation.
Oh, because we don't often see that.
Yeah.
It lands on the towers so far.
Let's see. Land. I can't remember if it's this one or Lando 2. I think we're using Lando 2. Let's see. Show. Not those. Yeah, it's not this one. Sorry. We are using this one. That was a test one. That's why it looked bad. So this one, in order to get the blend, so you saw the flying animation, so he's just trotting along or flying along. And in order for John to get him to land nice and smooth, I had to put some flying in front of it before his land. So he had to fly a little bit and then land. And what John does is he lands, or before he lands, he's flying along and he sees where he's going to land. And the engine, Unity, does all this math and says, okay, at this point, start playing the land animation and start stopping the flying animation. And those two animations actually overlap for a little bit, where it starts blending in to do the land and stops doing the flying. So here I had to do, so it would blend real nicely, I actually went ahead and did a flying animation, and then he goes down, swoops down, and lands. That way, John, when he gets to a certain distance, he basically is just blending a flying animation and a flying animation, and then my animation takes over when it goes to land. And so here is that animation. Let me turn that off. This one I'm still not completely happy with, but it's getting there. A lot of these I want to revisit, especially the more they get done with Kerr. I know John's still working on them right now.
I like how, you can say this on stream, I like how his feet go out 1 to 2.
Yeah.
Land, like when he lands, he's
The legs are offset.
yeah, I think.
I gotta do a little more of this tail too. His tail's a little weak.
We need it to wrap right. He needs to sit like a cat. Wrap the tail around himself.
If I can, I do want to get him to when he goes to land, he gets down on his, I don't know, his wings or whatever, his hands, and goes into that other pose. I'm really hoping we can figure out a way to get him into that other pose. I think that other pose is so much better than him coming down looking like a chicken. All right, let's go look at, let's see if there's any more interesting for this guy. Oh, I don't think so. There's a death animation, but actually it's not on this computer. We just did one for him. Here's his attack that he's got right now. Here's where obviously fire would be going out of his mouth right here. So at one point when he goes to land and you'll be attacking him, he'll sit there and start trying to catch and burn you alive, catch you on fire. Yeah.
Osiris has given you an idea for the way he walks. It's sort of like walking like a T-Rex. How they, so that he looks less like a chicken.
Yeah. Like I said, we went on that before because his, like, trying to get him just the way this model is. And actually, it's not even Corbin's fault because We outsourced this, and then Corbett came in and tried to fix him up the best he could. So another company did the base model of this because he was going to be in another game. Actually, he is. There's a similar model in Toy Soldiers. So that's where he came from. But Corbett changed him up and tried to make him better, but he was just not the best. But here's his walk. Let me make sure he doesn't move, though. So for right now, this is probably what he's going to look like when you guys are when he lands on the ground and starts coming after you. We also did a bite, so I'll try to bite you. Kerr in all his glory. I think I did this one. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure. It's been a while.
Oh, he's a walk.
Yeah.
He needs to pick up his feet more. His middle toe.
He's supposed to be dragging. I want his feet dragging.
Yeah, but he'd wear down his claw.
Oh, he's flying most of the time anyway. It looks more menacing, like.
Yes,
It couldn't be like, hello,
No,
I'm going to eat you now. Let's see, there's another walk over here.
Oh, man.
Dang it, the other walk isn't on here. What's going on? I like that other walk that I had. Okay, that's fine. Let's go on to player. Let's see. If there's any other characters you guys would like to see, just let me know. I'm just letting Chloe rest here, so I'm taking you guys through all this stuff. Let's see.
You can announce in chat that we're going to do a giveaway.
Oh, we're going to do a giveaway.
Yep, so it's one, so there's going to be 2 winners. First winner will win a copy of Toy Soldiers Complete.
Whoa.
Nope.
2 winners.
2 winners, sorry, 2 winners of Toy Soldiers Complete.
2 winners, they both get Toy Soldiers Complete. Toy Soldiers Complete. Toy Soldiers Complete, I don't know if you guys know, is Signal's Toy Soldiers is obviously Signal's first game that came out, and then they had Toy Soldiers Cold War that came out, and they combined the 2 games, slapped a little extra in there, and now it's Toy Soldiers Complete, which is out on Steam.
Yes. You are not allowed to show Draymar.
Show what?
You're not allowed to show Draymar.
Draymar?
Yes.
Who's that?
Draymar is one of the skeletons, but Chris hasn't revealed his new look and stuff yet, so
I didn't even know about that.
anyone but Draymar.
I didn't even know. He's probably not even in this.
He may not be. He's a defiled, so he's a skeletal one. So I assume he acts the same, but just in case. you're not allowed
Gotcha.
to show him. Anything else?
Gotcha. All right, let's look at.
None of us will be in there.
All right, so let's see. Signal Studios. In case you didn't see this, you should make Kerr flap faster. The closer he gets to landing, then makes him go down much slower. Makes him flap. Oh, you're talking about when he goes to land. Yeah, he flaps a little bit fast. Like I said, some of this stuff is still a little bit in the works, and also it's with some of the blending too. I have to work with that. So it all depends. But thank you. I appreciate the. Sorry, my wife is getting me on my iWatch here, or Apple Watch.
All right. So the keyword for the giveaway is animating, and they would like to see a dire bear.
What?
Dire bear.
Dire bear. Oh, one of the bears.
Yes. So let them know that the code word.
Oh, what's going on here? Oh.
Animating.
So the code word is animating. So what they do? Type in animating.
Yep.
Everyone start typing in animating, and you could receive a free copy of Toy Soldiers Complete. Player. Can we do the player in all his glory without his toga? You think there would be a big stink?
I don't remember how bad it was, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty anatomically correct, as I recall.
Yeah. So he was completely a man at one point.
He still is completely a man.
And then we decided to take that out and clothe him. So here's his idol. He is supposed to have a sword in there, but I guess the sword is not on this computer, so we cannot see his sword. So here's his idol. Let's get to his run. Let's get something a little more exciting, I guess. Yeah, so it's looking for a sword. It's not in there. That's stupid. That's lame. Jeez. This thing's like airing out all over the place. Oh, this is walk. There we go. The toga was added like a last minute change. We literally had him naked for the longest time, and we were going to launch with him naked, and at the last minute everyone was like, let's maybe not do that. And so they decided to take off his loincloth. But he was going to be a fully just man walking around.
I'm so glad we didn't. So
Hey,
glad.
I had to animate that thing. I had to do the whole works.
Okay. And on that note, I'm gonna pick my winners.
All right, she's going to pick her winners.
Oh me, oh my. Alright.
Boom. Player. You can still see it bouncing around there.
Yeah. There's a reason why that went in. When they did or where.
So this is Sprint. What'd you see in the game? So this is basically the base character. And what we have to do with this guy, this is obviously when you start the game. It's making so his ball jiggles. Yeah, I'm done doing anything down there. No more ball jiggling. I had to animate that thing, and everybody in office stopped by my desk every single day and had to make some type of comment. I heard it all. And so, no balls jiggling. We're done. It's out. Anyway, so out of this, we got the basic character. I animate him. And then we have all the armor that you put on. As I was talking about before with the deer, you have all those verts, and I got to weight those things to the joints. So those verts and the verts and the mesh actually follow the joints, and they're evenly spaced out, so everything moves nice and it actually looks real. Got to do the same thing with the character, and I have to do the same thing with all the armor. So every single piece of armor in there, I have to go through and skin. Now, skin a character from 0 to fully being skinned could take up to a day, 8 to 9 hours, I would say, depending on how hard it is. And those armors cannot take up to I don't know, maybe a day, day and a half, depending on how complex they are. Like the wolf armor with all that fur. Yeah, each one of those are little tiny pieces of mesh just hanging out there. And I had to skin every single one of them. That one took me about 2 days. So you have this character, and basically what they do is you have this character in game, you get a piece of armor, and they make that, like his skin, his chest disappear, and then they just put on the armor. It doesn't go on top. It doesn't really stack on top. They just make one part of him disappear. His helmet, even when he's wearing a helmet, it doesn't just get stuck on there. His whole head actually disappears, and a new head pops in, and it's got his helmet on it. So when I animate him, I don't need to see all that. I can just go right down to the base character. Someone's asking about the female character. I have not started the female character yet. We haven't even, we've been looking at different things. I don't know what I'm allowed to say or not allowed to say. Have you guys talked about anything with the characters?
Character creation is in works. We've confirmed that.
Okay, so you guys do know that there are customization and stuff like that working on. Right now, our focus is just on the male. We would very much like to put a female character in there. Again, I worked on Ascend, a Hand of Call, and we wanted a female character in there, and we never got it in. So this game, I would very much like to get a female character. Chloe and I actually were talking about this morning, because at most games you almost always see male characters, and they're just so, it starts to become generic, and you start animating male characters, and female characters are actually a little more interesting. Probably mainly just because they're different from what you normally animate, but they also could be a little bit more fun. And so I would love to get a female character in there. It's just a matter of getting the models and getting the time to be able to, we got to get all the customization in, and once that gets in, then we can start adding to that. And probably the next thing we'll add is hopefully the female character, but you know, we'll see. Okay. Just read the comments. Okay. Any other oh, the bear. Let's go look at the bear.
Yes.
Enemies. Bear. Anims. Actually, I think the bear might just be a bunch of joints. I don't know if you'll see the whole thing. Let's see. Bear walking. Let's do that one. Yep. The bear was done a little differently because we actually had used the bear before. And so some of his animations, not all of them. And so we don't need, like for animation, you don't need to have the whole bear, like the whole character. You just need the joints. And that's the same when you saw the controllers that I was controlling. Those controllers end up moving these joints, and you can actually take these joints and set keys on them on every single frame, and then you can delete everything else out of the scene, and then you have just the joints. Because in the game, this is all it pretty much is. You have the game, you bring in the model, and then when you bring in the animations to move the character, you're just bringing in these joints. So for the bear, I think most of them are just this. I think we might have a couple of, let's see. This one might actually have the mesh in it. Nope, doesn't. Not that one either. Hit reacts maybe? Oh, there's one. Again, in animation, the mesh doesn't really matter. It's all about the joints. And so actually you can see on, it was messed up a little bit there, but it popped back into shape. There's a little hit react. That's when you hit him, he's like, bleh. Now he doesn't quite look like this in the game because it's trying to blend, so it might be a little bit shorter or it might look a little weird, or as Chloe always points out, the deer's butt wiggling. It's because it's trying to do a hit react and it's blending, so then sometimes it just looks funky.
But awesome. I like the bubble.
Let's see. Is there any animations for this guy? Maybe the idol. The idol's got to have it, right? No, the idol doesn't have it. Sorry, guys. The bust on the bear. They're all just joints, except for that one. I don't even think the death. Yep. Just joints. Boom. But you can kind of make out what he's doing there. The source files that we have for this, because at one point he did have the mesh and he did have like controllers, but the source files are not on this computer, so I wouldn't be able to bring them up. We just basically took those source files that we animated a long time ago and baked all those keys onto those joints and then just pulled those over, so we didn't have to like pull over the whole thing, because these joints take very little memory, whereas bringing in everything, the rig, is a lot bigger. So it's just easier just to bring in the joints. If we don't have to bring over the rig, we won't. Let's see. I know, not the most exciting here. Let's see. Wolves. How about plague wolves? We got wolves shared. The wolves are interesting. They actually all share the same animation. So we have kind of like I was talking about the armor. You have one rig and we can swap out mesh. So we have one set of animations, but all the wolves use those same animations. And we can make unique animations for those wolves. Let's say he has a unique attack, but he does the same run. Or maybe he has the same attack, but does his own unique attack. You know, or he has the same run as all the other wolves, but he bites differently. We can do those, but to save us time, especially as animators, we'll try to share a bunch of that stuff. So let's see. How about a little howling? There he is. I actually did this one a really long time ago. This is one of my first animations I did at Signal Studios. I remember that. That was a long time ago. But we could take this, and we can put any skin on it. I don't have any of the skins loaded on here, but we do it in Engine anyways. We just take this animation, we export it into Unity, and then as long as they all have the same joints, you can swap in any skin that you want. So then we have the different ones. Let me go ahead and open up the different wolves. We've got, here's the plague wolves. These things look ferocious. Let's turn off the joints.
Wow.
The amount of detail that goes in this thing is crazy.
So, for my question, why is this model so much more detailed than some of the other ones? Is it just because you have additional things turned up, or?
Yes. So this one actually, again, is kind of like the same as the other. Like, again, he looks like he has got a ton of ribs here, but if you actually look, this one just has there's different layers of textures that you could put on it, and they make it look like it's rigid, but actually it's on a flat plane. So it just looks that way.
Oh, so this is all the texturing that Corbett does in
Yes.
the brush program that I'm forgetting the name of.
ZBrush.
That's it.
There's the hair. It's literally just put on flat planes, and then you can see through those, the alpha. But you can see all the different hair, and that's just put on cards. It's just on a flat plane. But this guy, he's pretty ferocious. He's pretty nasty. Let's go turn on the joints again. But this skeleton is shared by all the wolves, so it works for all of them. I don't know why he's not, his jaw wasn't moving there. That was bizarre. Oh, there it goes. Wrong joint, that's why. This right here is the base model, so this is just the joints in the model. This is exactly what we'd put into the game. So you take this, you put it in the game, it's got all its skinning information on there, and then we can take just the joints as you saw with the bear. We can take those from the wolves, just the joints, put them into the game, and then Unity is like, oh, hey, I've got this model. It's got all these joints. They're exactly the same. Oh, and they're using this animation, so I'm just going to go ahead and apply them. And it uses them together. Yes, bump mapping. Say someone else about there. Texturing. I'm not a modeler. Modelers are a bunch of vert pushers. They just push verts all day. Me, I animate. But yeah, there's 3 different layers of texturing that we do. One is just your diffuse or whatever. It's just your normal texture. That's where you get, it's basically like the basic layer. That's where you'll see all his little scales here. You'll see all the coloring, but it will look flat. And then you get the bump mapping, which you put on there, and the bump mapping actually makes it look like it's bumpy and rigid. And then you get your specular map, which then the specular has to do with lighting and the way the light bounces off of it and all that technical stuff that the vert pushers do. So anyway, I got vert pushers from Melissa. She's the one who like calls modelers that. It's kind of funny. Anyways, here is the boom. That's him in all his glory. All right. Not sure what else I can be showing here.
Well, I got at least another 6 messages to send. You're gonna have to come up with something, or talk about something else.
Oh, okay. Well, keep going.
I'm working on it.
Let's see. Skeletons. How about skeletons? Oh, I got a bunch of things here. I have an honest question, though. I wonder if other players would agree, try animating different stuff for different models.
Basically, custom per.
Yes. So players would agree, try animating different stuff for different models. Like I said, I mean, it would be nice to have custom animations for everything. This is, what is this? Osiris. It would be nice to have custom animations for everything. But unfortunately, animation takes a long time. For the player character, it took me a little over a month, and then the extra animations that we ended up putting in. So total, it took me about a month and a half to get him in. The wolf, even though we took him from another project, but we still did extra animations on him, it took weeks to do. So for a studio and to make sense money-wise, like, you don't want to take someone and just constantly do unique animations. It takes a long time to do that, and it takes a lot of resources. And most of the time, people don't notice anyways. I mean, if you look at almost every game, you'll see the same animations. I do like to do like different variations on runs and walks. So if there's running, you may get different runs in the mix. Different attacks, we do different attacks. And for some of the characters, we do have unique attacks for certain characters. But wherever we can, we do try to share as well. It would be nice to have them all custom, but there's just not enough time. This game would take even longer if we were doing custom animations for every single character. The skeletons, though, those are all unique. We have each one of the skeletons. We wanted them to feel different, so we purposely went in and have unique animations for each one of the skeletons. In fact, why don't we look at that scary one that Melissa did? That's a great walk. I don't remember which one she did. Let's see. Yeah. Everything with me is 01, 02, 03, I swear.
It would be tied to R1.
Let's see. Show the forest. Oh, forest giants. That's another one we can go through too. Ooh, I think this is, yeah, this is her walk. This is Melissa's walk. You should go get Melissa and have her come in here.
Like, ask her. They did actually ask if she would come on Steam, but I don't know whether she.
You should just tell her to come in. She has to say hi.
All right, I'll see if she'll come.
Yeah.
I'll see if she comes.
Then we can have her talk about her animation. I got it moving in place right now, but here's that infamous animation that Melissa did. This was her first animation she did at Signal Studios. This was great. I walked up to her, I'm like, look, we're about to do all these skeletons. We want different personalities for each. I said, so we're each going to take a skeleton. I said, I want you to take the first skeleton. And I said, just give this thing some personality. Make it broken, make its arm all broken, and just make it limp and like it looks like it's going to fall over, but then catches itself. And she probably did this thing 3 times. Like, she did it and then redid it and then redid it. And she went in and she was videoing herself. She wanted this to look really good. And I think it came out excellent. I thought it was awesome. See, it does take quite a while. I understand the idea to use that animation, but add tweaks. Hold on, I saw something called Swamp Titan. Someone saw the Swamp Titan. The Swamp Titan is actually the forest giant. When we brought him in, we were going to name him Swamp Titan, and end up being forest giant. So a lot of times we do the models, and then they come in, and we don't really have a name for them, so we just kind of make up a name, and then later on, when we actually get the name, then that's the name we put in the game. But anyway. So here's the Melissa's. I think she also did the attacks as well. Let's see, open. Attack 01. Did he put the orbs in yet? People are asking about the orbs.
They go in
for 12. 412. What?
Update 12.
Oh, update 12. I thought you meant 412. I'm like, April? That doesn't make any sense. So orbs in April, I get. Yes. Now someone's asking about the Swamp Ogre. Again, the same thing as the Forest Giant, which was the Swamp Titan. The Forest Gremlins are actually the Swamp Ogre. So all the same. I'll show those real quick too. I'll kind of get through these a little faster. I'm sure I'm going to rawr, rawr, as the one you see. What'd she say?
She's in the middle of testing.
Oh, she's such a...
Yeah. And unfortunately, she doesn't have the video anymore, which I'm bummed about. But
She doesn't have the video.
yeah, she said she doesn't have her original reference one.
Oh. I wouldn't show that either. I'd be like, I don't got that. I'm not showing you me acting. Forget that.
And there's nothing wrong with acting. I
So
do it all the time.
you can see on this one right here. So the original character that we had before the one that you saw, they shared rigs, and you can see how some of these rigs can get really complex. All these little colors that you see are all different controllers that we use to put him in poses and then animate them. And these characters can get complicated fast. So there's that one. Let's do the next one. Let's see. Skeleton 02. Show his walk. We went through a whole bunch of different ones with him. I did a version, and then I think some other animator did another version, and then I think Melissa even went through with a version of it. Like we were kind of like passing off different ones to see who can come up with the best one. Oh yeah, this was mine. This is my original one for him. I think this one actually made it into the game. I think this one is in there for this guy.
It looks familiar.
Again, I wanted to show a little bit of brokenness. So the one that Melissa did was supposed to be like really broken. And then this guy here is supposed to be like halfway between that. And then the last guy is supposed to not be broken at all. It's supposed to be like, you know, a hero, like look strong and look like a really badass human would. He's not supposed to look broken at all. This guy was supposed to be in between, so it was a little harder to try to come up with an idea. So I wanted him to have some type of a limp, but I also kind of wanted him to be broken at the same time. So I had his arm swinging, so you can see his arm hyperextends a little bit, kind of swings like it's kind of like hanging there. His jaw, I know it's hard to see in the game, but his jaw is actually a little hanging, a little broken, and kind of like hangs down and bobs a little bit. Usually he has this weapon in his hand there in the game. Ooh, do you think we could show the Psychotroll? I didn't think.
We haven't shown that one yet.
Yeah, are we allowed to though?
Oh, we can go ask Chris.
Yeah, why don't you ask Chris?
Okay.
We're gonna see if we can show the Psychotroll. That's a new character
I mean,
you guys haven't
we
seen.
talked about putting it in, we just haven't shown it yet.
Might want to ask him though.
I will.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, that was me going with this.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Tell Clay
Oh,
the
you're
name
right.
of the bear and the golden compass was. Someone wanted me to tell you the bear and the golden compass was Lorik.
Yes.
Rhymesome?
We were talking about having polar bear mounts earlier, and it's a
Oh.
reference to a character.
Yeah. I just want to say I would love to have mounts in the game. That will probably be a while from now because they're still trying to code everything, and that's going to be a lot, but that would be sweet. I'm not saying that there is going to be mounts, but if they did have mounts, I would be excited. I would love to animate some of that. That would be cool. That would be fun. I think the game make the game kind of fun too. Let's see. She's gonna find out. We're gonna hopefully be able to take a look at the Psychotroll. I just want to make sure. I don't want to show it and then get fired for showing something I'm not supposed to. That would be bad. Okay. So anyways, that's this character. His attack. Let's do one of his attacks really quick. We have talked about, I also in Totally Ride Kerr, I have talked about actually making a dragon or something like that. Like that would be cool if we could ride a dragon. We're like, yeah, we should like tame him somehow. This was like early talks. It'd be cool if it went in. I totally agree. Boom, here's his attack. I actually had a lot of fun. I did this one too. I had a lot of fun doing this one. I love the overlapping. The overlapping where his arm goes back and then you see his elbow kind of like break and kind of like flap. So that was actually, this was one of my favorite. Did you find him?
Yeah.
What do you say? Oh yeah, and I got his jaw going a lot too. I don't know if this one's in the game though. I think it is. It should be. You see his jaw really broken. Oh, yeah, okay.
Just stress that. Yes, you can.
Okay. Yeah, I think we've been stressing that a lot anyways.
Yes, that was literally what he said.
Of course he did. So yeah. This character right here probably took me, this attack took me probably about 6 or 7 hours to get in. I know it doesn't look like much, but animation takes a long time. Again, it's layers upon layers upon layers. Just getting in the right poses. But it's not just the poses. You got your frames down here, and you want to make sure that you're spacing them out correctly and you're getting everything looking realistic. You know, like he starts in his idle pose, and then he goes back, and you kind of want to pause a little bit, and then boom, strike. And then you've got the, the reaction of him actually throwing his arm down and swinging his weapon and everything else reacting to that, and then him coming up, and he's supposed to be struggling a little bit to get up. So a lot of time looking at myself doing this action, except for obviously not breaking my arm, and then constantly just reiterating and just keep playing with the timing, keep playing with the posing, keep offsetting stuff, so all the different controllers, so you just get that nice fluid motion. But I actually like this animation. We should definitely make sure that's in there. Okay, let's look at the Psycho Troll then. I have not shown the the Forest Gremlins. Let's do that. We'll do the Forest Gremlins, and then we'll look at the Psycho Troll, the new character that could be possibly going in. It's a work in progress. Probably will. It's pretty close. So, all right. It says Swamp Ogre here, but again, this is actually the Forest Gremlin. It's just, again, when we put him in here, we don't know what we're going to call it. So we start working on it, and then later on, it's like, oh, hey, it's going to be the Forest Gremlin. We're like, oh, great. We thought it was a Swamp Titan because it kind of looked swampy. So here's some stuff that I did. This was like him sitting at the campfire. This is the animation I did. Sitting at campfire and stuff was just kind of like a promo just to show you guys. I did a couple streams ago. So I just did like a quick little animation of this guy just hanging out, wiggling his feet, looking around. Let's see. His death. Which you guys didn't get to see that on the stream, I don't believe. Because he never really died. Show not. There we go. Boom. Pow. There he is, dying. So that's what it looks like when you strike him down with your lethal weapon. Let's see. Idle left claw. I had a big attack. What happened? Oh, it's not on here. These are the old attacks. This computer's really outdated. So, well, I mean, not that outdated, but I did all new attacks for this guy. These attacks kind of look bad. They were like some quick attacks. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry. My bad. Yeah, these are old attacks. He doesn't look like this anymore. He's got some really cool attacks now. He's got an attack where he goes with both claws and goes down. I also did a couple things with a spear. Some of them might have a spear, so he does one where he jabs the spear and like whacks you with a spear, throws the spear. Hopefully, those will go in the game sometime. What's that? Yeah.
Some point, sometime, maybe.
Yeah. Who is typing for the chat now? Chloe still? Yeah, Chloe. Chloe is. Let's see. Let's do his run. I had a lot of fun with this guy.
Hi.
He was so big and bulky, he could just like bounce it around. Boom, 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 boom. This is his run. Actually, his walk is a little more. I enjoy his walk. Let's look at his walk. Because this guy's gonna probably be walking around more than anything else. He's big and bulky, so let's make sure he doesn't move. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh wait, is this the second one?
No.
No, I was gonna say it's the first one.
Yeah, this is the Force Gremlin.
Someone just was like,
They want to see the
"Oh,
Force
look at
Gremlin and they
Dolphin."
want to see the Force Giant. Which I did some updates. I finally animated the Force Giant's,
The weeds and stuff.
the moss growing off of him. So it's
Oh.
not stuck straight anymore. It actually moves with him. This guy doesn't have any moss.